All right, so you're expecting to move to the Seattle area and you do not know what to expect. In this video, we are going to go over exactly what it is like living here in Seattle. Welcome back to the channel, Seattle Living. This channel, it goes over what it is like to live here in Seattle or what to expect when you are moving here. My name is Sophia Deveaux. I'm a local PNWer and a Seattle realtor. I post videos weekly, so make sure you like and subscribe to stay alert for those new videos. Hey, real quick, if you are looking to buy a home here in Seattle, or if you're already in the area and you're looking to buy or sell, I would love to help you out. I am a Pacific Northwest local and Seattleite. I know the area really well, so I would love to hear from you. You can schedule a Zoom meeting down in the link in the description below. You can call, text, send me a letter. All that information is right down in the description. Okay, let's dive right into it. What is it like living here in Seattle? I grew up on Bainbridge Island, which is about a 30-minute boat ride away from downtown Seattle. And growing up, I would come to the city all the time, and it has been very interesting to see how much Seattle has changed throughout the years. I've lived on and off in Seattle now for a little over 10 years, and I cannot imagine living anywhere else. So first off, we're gonna start with the natural beauty of Seattle. From water to lush greenery to iconic mountains, Seattle really does have it all. There is the iconic Mount Rainier, which serves as a backdrop throughout Seattle. Have the Olympic Cascade Mountain Ranges, which has so many great hiking trails. And then we also are surrounded by water. So to the west, we have Puget Sound. To the east, we have Lake Washington. So if you are into doing any kind of water activity like paddleboarding, boating, kayaking, those are all things that are perfect for Seattle. If you are into doing anything outdoorsy, you're gonna have a place here in Seattle. And then Seattle's also filled with just the most beautiful trees, the most beautiful greenery. There's so many great parks situated throughout the city. I'm still discovering parks here in the city. There's Discovery Park, Gasworks Park, Ellen Bailey Park, and then over in Kirkland, I love Juanita Bay Park. There's just so many great ones here in the city. Also have some pretty iconic beaches like Golden Gardens and Alki Beach, which in my opinion, Golden Gardens, definitely the closest to a California beachy vibe. A lot of the sand here, it's kind of rocky, and the Golden Gardens beach, you can actually walk around in the sand and not feel like your feet are getting stabbed. Okay, so let's go over the weather here in Seattle. We have 4 very distinct seasons: fall, winter, spring, and summer. Our climate is pretty mild. It's definitely been getting a little bit colder in the winter due to global warming, and then hotter over the summer. Right now, we are in October, so it is fall. And fall here is personally one of my favorite seasons. The trees here in Seattle, they get the most gorgeous color of orange. The temperature normally ranges from the mid-40s to mid-60s, so it still can kind of be hot. And then this is when the rainy season does kind of start too. In fall here in Seattle, it ranges from September to November. And then winter, it ranges from December to February. Winters here in Seattle, they're pretty mild. The temperatures goes to the 30s to the mid 40s. We will get some snow, nothing crazy. The one thing that has been happening recently is it'll rain, then it'll freeze overnight, and you'll wake up and it's an ice skating rink outside. So that has happened normally over the winter. That happens for about 2 days. So on those days, definitely don't drive. I wouldn't recommend walking around that much because it's pretty icy out. In the winter, it is rainy and dark. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes and imagine you get up at 7 a.m. for work and it's dark outside and it's rainy. And then you get home from work, let's say at 7 p.m. Oh wait, let's say you get back at 6. 7 p.m. is kind of a little late. So you get back at 6 and it's dark outside. So during those darker months, people tell you you're gonna build character like no other place here in the US. I would recommend definitely staying social, getting a hobby or continuing doing the hobby that you're already doing some kind of exercise, moving and grooving. That is really gonna help with the darker months here in Seattle. And for rain, the good thing about Seattle, it does not pour here. It sprinkles. So I would recommend investing in a good rain jacket. People here, they're crazy. We'll just wear hoodies. We'll just wear a flannel. We'll just wear a hat. And we are good to go when it comes to the rain. There's also no shame in owning an umbrella. There's a weird stigma about it. Like, you're a tourist if you own an umbrella. I have an umbrella. Some days I don't want to get rained on, so that's why I have an umbrella. So I don't think there's any shame to owning an umbrella. Spring here in Seattle, it goes from March to May. The temperatures are normally between mid-40s, mid-60s. Trees, the leaves are starting to come back. Seasonal depression's going away. Everyone, when the springtime hits, everyone in Seattle has a spring in their step. You also get to see the beautiful cherry blossoms in here. That's when they bloom. There's less rainy days, so you start going outside more. Summer here in Seattle is absolute perfection. It does not rain like at all. There is an array of amazing activities to do outside. Don't travel during the summer. Travel during the winter time when the weather's kind of crappier. And then Seattle in the summer is almost like a vacation in itself. Something to keep in mind about Seattle is that we are lacking in AC. So if you are moving someplace without AC, definitely invest in a portable AC unit because it can get toasty here. It has been getting hotter due to global warming, so that's something to keep in mind. Next, let's talk about the traffic here in Seattle. There's so many people moving here. Maybe they're relocating for their job, getting a new job. Traffic has gotten a lot worse throughout the years. The rush hours here in Seattle are normally from 6 to 8 a.m. and then from 4 to 6 p.m. Sometimes you run into traffic middle of the day on a Saturday, middle of the day on a Friday. And you're like, what the heck? What's going on here? But it can happen. Seattle, we do not have the infrastructure or the road system to keep up with all the people that have been moving here. So that's one of the reasons why it has gone so bad. Also in Seattle, there is not the best drivers. Like for example, with merging, people can be hesitant to merge. People will be speeding recklessly, which this can really happen anywhere, but people can be speeding, recklessly driving. It's rainy out, and I know someone that grew up here, you should not be doing that. With I-5 that runs throughout the city, that can definitely get pretty backed up. We also have 520, which goes from east to west. That can get really backed up too. For public transportation, it's okay here. It's getting better, which is good. For example, the light rail, we there was just an opening that goes from downtown Seattle to Linwood. So if you did want to move outside of the city, you can easily commute to downtown Seattle and not even have to think about traffic. There's also, in 2025, hopefully there's going to be an opening from downtown Seattle, Judkins Park, Mercer Island, and then it's going to connect to the Bellevue and Redmond connection. So you will be able to commute from any of those areas and get to those locations. And then another thing about Seattle, since we have so many bodies of water, there are quite a few bridges. So if you're crossing a bridge for your commute, let's say you're crossing the Fremont Bridge, that bridge goes up quite a bit. That's one of the busiest drawbridges here in the nation. So just expect that might add 10 to 20 minutes to your commute. Okay, let's go over the cost of living in Seattle. Seattle is known for its stunning location, all the nature surrounding it, stunning views. You also have so many great job opportunities here, especially in tech. We're in Silicon Forest here, so the cost of living is definitely high. And one of those major expenses here in Seattle is the housing market. As of 2024, the median home price here in Seattle is $850K, which that's not getting you a huge house. Okay, you're getting a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot place. And for renting for a 1-bedroom on average, that's around $2,400. For condos, the median price is $520K. And this is all really going to vary depending on location. If you're living in Seattle proper, right within the city or right near the city, those prices are going to tend to be higher. If you're living further away, let's say if you're living in Linwood, those prices are most likely going to be lower. So it's really dependent upon location. For gas, it's $4 to $6 per gallon. Groceries are expensive. Utilities are expensive. If you're commuting a lot, you have to pay tolls, which can add up. You're using the freeways and highways a lot. Seattle, it's an expensive city to live in, but you do get what you pay for, which is to live in an absolutely a beautiful, amazing place. Let's go over the overall vibe of Seattle. Seattle has a very chill, laid-back vibe. For example, with fashion, people do not really dress flashy here. They're not dressing to impress quite as much as, let's say, California or New York. There's so many people, they just wear a t-shirt, jeans throughout the year. They'll put a hoodie on over the winter. And that's something that I love personally, is that you can get away with wearing a t-shirt, some pants. That's business casual right there. Seattle has also got an array of artists here, of people that are into doing artistic things. There's so many art galleries. There's a great music scene. There's so many places to go to for concerts. There's Showbox, Crocodile, Numos, and then recently, I guess not recently, a little while ago, they opened up Climate Pledge, which is a bigger arena here in Seattle. So there's just a great music scene. Also, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, those are artists that are from here as well. I'm a queer person here in Seattle, and Seattle is so incredibly accepting if you are fruity. In Capitol Hill, there are the Rainbow Crosswalks. There's so many queer events, communities, groups, things you can go out and do to meet other queer people, which personally I absolutely love. So let's talk about the Seattle Freeze. As someone that grew up here in this area, I think it's a myth. I don't think it's true. I think with the abundance of people moving here, it's something that's been created in the sense that You move here, you're kind of shocked by the weather. You don't go out and socialize as much, which if you don't go out and socialize, it is going to be harder to make friends. So, like moving to any other city on your own and making friends, you need to go put yourself out there, go to events, join Bumble BFF, join a Facebook group, just go out there and make friends, and you'll realize the Seattle freeze is kind of a myth. But again, you just have to put yourself out there is the biggest thing. Seattle just has such a great community. There's something really for everyone. If you're into hiking, camping, doing your outdoorsy things, you're gonna fit in so incredibly well. Okay, well that is all for the video. To summarize, Seattle is absolutely beautiful, but there's definitely some hiccups that come with that. Some of the pros, you have just an absolutely beautiful city that you're living in. The nature here is absolutely incredible. The lush greenery, the mountain ranges, all the bodies of water. The vibe of Seattle is unmatched. It's so relaxed, laid back. There's really something for everyone here. Some of the cons are the rainy season, when it gets darker, earlier in the day, earlier in the night. The traffic, the cost of living here, especially with the housing market. Seattle overall, great place to live in, but there are some hiccups. And if you found this video helpful at all, please remember to like and subscribe. I'll be going around checking out different neighborhoods each week. If there is a specific neighborhood that you want me to check out, please put it down in the comments, and I'll make sure to do an extensive tour/vlog of that area. If you did find this video helpful, I love hearing from my viewers that are here relocating to Seattle. So again, please do not hesitate to reach out, give me a call, text me, day or night, I am available. My information is down in the link in the description below. And I hope you have a wonderful day.